Okay, so what is EOPS?
EOPS stands for Extended Opportunity Programs and Services. And so the name, as the name suggests, we offer extended services to students who qualify. Generally, a student qualifies if he has submitted the FAFSA and meets the certain income criteria. Students often can also simply apply to the BOG, and if they meet the BOG B criteria, which, for example, if we look at a family of four, if the family meets the limit of $35,325, they're eligible for the BOG B, and also in that case would be eligible for the EOPS program, using one of the criteria that is required. So there's the income criteria to be eligible for EOPS, but there's also the criteria of you have to show that you have a history of being academically disadvantaged. And one way we show that is if you were placed in in remedial English or math, there you go. That would meet we would flag you as being academically disadvantaged, and you would meet the two most important criteria to be into the program. Pretty much, if you have the income and meet the academically disadvantaged criteria, and of course being a California resident, you're in the program basically. You would with the services comes a lot of benefits. Again, extended services like counseling. We offer more personalized counseling, more one-on-one counseling. We also offer tutoring. Also, if we're able to find you a tutor, we can provide 2 to 3 hours of a week of tutoring, personalized tutoring. We, of course, the big one, we offer textbooks or cover for the required textbooks. This quarter was a really good quarter for us, meaning for the students, I should say. All students that were eligible in the program were able to receive a book voucher that would cover the cost of all the books that are required for all their classes. In some cases, it was upwards of $700. So that's all included, and we would be able to cover that. There's laptops and calculators on loan. We have copy machines, obviously computers in our lab that you can use on a daily basis to work on your assignments, to print out assignments for you to take to your classes, whatever. Free copies, free printing. And of course, there's that what we try to do is build a community. We want you to feel comfortable. We want you to feel like you belong, that you have a family, you have a place, you have a location to feel comfortable with, that somebody understands you. And
So many people might ask, why is this a big issue? Well, because many students are faced with the fact that they cannot afford college, and the parents are constantly paying these bills, and they're getting more into debt. This is causing them to drop out of school and not further their education. This is causing a lot of students to take on part-time jobs for many hours and stressing over paying the tuition, so they don't take as many classes as they wish to. So it takes them longer to finish school and longer to find a better paying job for the future. And these are many reasons that I think that financial aid should be reviewed. And
for the past 2 years, I have been in college. I've always applied for FAFSA. But since college is so expensive, I never seem to qualify for any extra help. My father is the one that works, and he doesn't get a lot of money. My family also struggles with financial hardships because my sister was diagnosed with cancer at the age of 9. She is now 15 years old, and we have to pay many of the bills from Stanford Hospital. But according to FAFSA, my father makes too much money, so that makes me disqualified from receiving any sort of financial services. The only service that I do get, which I'm very grateful for, is the BOG, and I'm able to pay my books and some of my tuition with the BOG. So sometimes I hope that FAFSA considers, as part of your financial, the different bills that my family has to pay. So even though it might look like my father makes a lot of money, in fact we're actually struggling because we have things that we need to pay for my sister's care. So unfortunately I don't qualify for bigger grants and loans, but I am grateful that I do get a little help with the BOG.
My proposition is to let FAFSA look and track your expenses, not only your expenses, your family expenses, to see that you are financially struggling. And also, this will cause a more accurate depiction of what you really need rather than a random sum amount. This would really help everybody, especially the students that make enough to be considered well off compared to the students that are not. I think this is a huge issue and I think it should be addressed.